Tommy, this video is on your Royal Rumble 2020 results. Whereas we're going straight to the pre-matches, the pre-show. Michael Cole and Corey Graves, welcome to the show. Sheamus is out for tonight's first match, which is his TV in-ring return. Shorty G was out as Greg Hamilton does the ring introductions. Sheamus overpowers G a few times to start. They lock up and G works on the arm. Sheamus rocks him and turns it around. Sheamus beats G down. And they tangle some more. G counters on the mat and comes back up, but Sheamus drops him with a shoulder. Sheamus stands tall with some cheers. Sheamus clubs G around, but G puts him into the ropes. Sheamus knocks him back. Sheamus rocks G in the corner. They run the ropes and G crossbodies Sheamus over the top rope to the floor. They both hit the floor, but G strikes first on their feet. Sheamus beats G up and brings him back in. G ends up rolling Sheamus up for a 2 count. G will take down, but Sheamus resists, kicking G into the turnbuckles. Sheamus drives G into the ring post now. Shoulder first. Sheamus with a shoulder breaker. G looks to be bleeding from his ear. Sheamus stomps away on G's hand as the referee warns him. Sheamus bends G's fingers around the middle rope as the referee warns him again. G fights back with strikes, but Sheamus beats him down again. Sheamus grounds G and works on the arm. We come back from a break. And Sheamus continues to dominate G while he's down. Yes, I'm getting the dirt sheet results from the pre-show. I didn't see the pre-show of the event. Focusing on the arm and the fingers, G looks to make a comeback, but Sheamus takes him to the apron and unloads a forearm to the chest as the fans count along and cheer. Sheamus sends G to the floor. Sheamus delivers the beats of the body again on the floor and yells out to the crowd, asking if they're entertained. Sheamus brings him back in the ring and talks trash while beating G around. G fights back with aggressive offense. G with a big kick to the face. G keeps control and drop kicks the knee out. G with more offense, taking it to the corner. G with a big kick to the face and then a shoulder. G takes Sheamus down and stomps away on the hurt knee of the Celtic Warrior. G takes Sheamus back down with a running kick. G goes to the top for a moonsault, but Sheamus catches him in midair. G counters that and hits a big DDT. G goes back to the top and nails a moonsault for a 2 count. Ball back and forth between the two. G catches Sheamus with a big jumper suplex and holds it for a close 2 count. G continues focusing on the hurt knee and leg. Sheamus rocks him from the apron over the top rope. Sheamus uses the ropes again and G goes down. Sheamus goes to the top and leaps, but G catches him. Turning it into an ankle lock in the middle of the ring, Sheamus turns over and kicks away at G to break the hold. G charges, but Sheamus goes for a bro kick and misses. G rolls Sheamus into the ankle lock again. They tangle some more, and G gets a close crucifix pin. Sheamus ends up leveling G with a big bro kick for the pin and the win. After the match, Sheamus stands tall as music hits. We go to replay. Sheamus stands tall as plays the crowd as G is checked on. We go to the next match. Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade for your U.S. title match. Back to ringside, Tom Phillips welcomes us. He joined in Jerry King Lawler. Out first comes Humberto Carrillo as Mike Rome does the ring introductions. U.S. champion Andrade was out next with Zelina. The bell rings and Andrade shows some disrespect, but Carrillo goes right to work. They aggressively go at it and break, showing each other up. Andrade smiles at Carrillo. Andrade misses an elbow in the corner and hits the top turnbuckle. Carrillo keeps control and sends Andrade to the floor with an arm drag. Carrillo slides out, but Andrade ducks. Andrade dodges the kick and takes out Carrillo's leg on the apron. Carrillo kicks Andrade in the face and then kicks him in the face again, sending him back. Carrillo goes to the top, but Andrade knocks him off, sending him face first into a turnbuckle. Carrillo goes up top, but Andrade knocks him off, sending him face first into the barrier as Vega cheers him on. Andrade works Carrillo over on the outside, chopping away. More back and forth. After another break on the pre-show, Andrade with a cross arm breaker over the ropes as he brings it back in, keeping Carrillo grounded. Carrillo looks him out. They come back, but Andrade shuts him down. Andrade with chops against the ropes. Carrillo comes right back with a kick to the mouth. Andrade counters the move and puts Carrillo back down. Andrade keeps Carrillo grounded now with a submission. Andrade with some more disrespect as Carrillo counters. Carrillo with big crossbody and some kicks. Vega looks concerned now. Gorilla rolls into a moonsault, but Andrade gets his knees up. Andrade kicks away in the corner as Vega chants knees for Andrade. Andrade goes to the opposite corner, but Gorilla fights back. Gorilla ends up hitting a big moonsault, and then they both go down face first on the outside as the referee checks on them both. Gorilla brings him back in at the 6 count. Gorilla launches himself in, but Andrade catches him for a 2 count. Andrade shuts Gorilla down again and hits the 3 Amigo suplexes. Gorilla counters the suplex and drops Andrade with one of his own. Gorilla misses another moonsault and a kick. Andrade sends Gorilla back into the turnbuckles as Vega chants knees again. Andrade runs and nails a double knees to the face. Gorilla with a 2 count. Gorilla blocks a hammerlock DDT and rolls Andrade up for a 2 count. They trade big strikes in the middle of the ring. Andrade with a big chop. Gorilla with chops of his own. Andrade runs into a super kick, but it kicks out at 2. As they were, Vega looks on. Gorilla drops Andrade again for another pin attempt. They trade shots from their knees, and they fight back to their feet. Andrade unloads with elbows to the face. Gorilla misses the kick. More counters and misses between the two. Gorilla drops Andrade with a back elbow. Gorilla goes up top, but Andrade runs up with a kick to the face. Andrade brings Gorilla to the second rope, and they trade shots to the face. Gorilla goes up top and brings Andrade with him. Gorilla with a huge Corona from the top. Gorilla crawls across the ring for another very close 2 count. Vega is relieved, and Gorilla can't believe it. They tangle some more as Vega encounters Andrade. Gorilla and Andrade trade more quick moves and pin attempts between them. Andrade catches Gorilla and rolls him up for the pin to retain. After the match, Andrade stands tall with his title as Vega joins him. Music hits and we go to replays. Gorilla sits down in the corner and recovers as Andrade makes his exit with the title in the air. And that's it for the kickoff pre-show. 2020 Royal Rumble pay-per-view opens up with a video package narrated by Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like only he can. The video hypes tonight's matches and features comments from other superstars involved tonight. WWE Network cuts out for the 3rd time since the kickoff began. We come back to Austin wrapping up his intro. Live from the Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. And I only had encounters once it started with a lot of buffering. And from the Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Michael Colesaw welcomes us to the 33rd Rumble pay-per-view presented by WWE Supercard. Colesaw says there's over 40,000 fans packed in the stadium. Falls Count Anywhere match was the first match. Roman Reigns versus King Corbin. We go to the ring. Out first comes Reigns for tonight's opener. Colesaw is joined at ringside with Corey Graves. Cole says this is his favorite WWE event. Cole introduces the Spanish and German announce team at ringside. They have their own special table. King Corbin is out next as Greg Hamilton does the ring introductions. Corbin is carried to the ring on his caravan by his servants. Announcers show us recent happenings between the two. Corbin stalls going in, but Reigns comes out after him. Going for Corbin's security first. Corbin had this planned already, apparently. As he goes to work on Reigns on the outside, Reigns goes into the steel ring steps. Corbin brings it in the ring, but Reigns turns it around. Reigns mounts Corbin in the corner with big boots as the fans count along. Corbin slides free and goes to the floor, but Reigns follows. Corbin rocks Reigns at the ropes and he doesn't make it to the floor. Reigns comes out now as Corbin tries to go over the barrier. Reigns stops him, but Corbin headbutts him. Reigns rocks Corbin with a big right hand and drops him on the floor. Reigns brings it back in the ring and keeps control. Reigns stands Corbin back for another pin attempt. More back and forth. Corbin avoids Superman punch and catches Reigns with a deep 6 for a close 2 count. Corbin takes Reigns out and slams him into the barrier. Corbin brings half of the ring steps up. The steel steps over and drives him into Reigns' face. Reigns goes down and Corbin poses for the fans as they boo him. Corbin clears the Spanish announce table now. Reigns fights Corbin off and sends him head first in the announce table. They fight through the crowd now with Reigns beating Corbin around. Reigns rocks Corbin down with a row of chairs as the fans go wild. Reigns continues working Corbin around and headbutts him. Reigns rocks Corbin back to the ringside area Corbin grabs the ring bell and decks Reigns with it. Corbin brings Reigns over and chokeslams him on top of the German announce table. The table buckles but doesn't break. Monitors fall to the floor. Corbin covers Reigns behind the table, but Reigns kicks out at 2. Corbin tosses the chair and shows some frustration now. Corbin brings Reigns over in front of the next tables, but Reigns fights back. Corbin blocks a Superman punch and chokeslams Reigns through the Spanish announce table, which breaks. Corbin covers, but Reigns kicks out at 2. Corbin is really frustrated now. Corbin takes Reigns back into the crowd, smiling with Reigns in a headlock. Corbin points up and starts taking Reigns in that direction. Graves says that there's a massive structure there near the check area. The referee follows as Corbin beats Reigns around. Corbin beats Reigns back down and poses, but the fans boo him. Corbin continues to dominate and fans continue to boo. Corbin brings Reigns over to the international announce teams at their tables. Reigns counters with a big Samoan drop through a table for a big pop for his own self. Reigns puts Corbin through another table with a second Samoan drop, but he can't put Corbin away. The brawl continues as Reigns and Corbin are now up a level up at the tech area. Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler appear out of nowhere and stomp away on Reigns as the fans boo them. Usos make the save for a big pop. Ziggler tosses Jimmy over some production cases. Roode rocks Jay, but Jimmy eventually fights back. Ziggler assists, and Jay gets put down. Roode and Ziggler bring Jay over and put him into a stack of boxes. Ziggler with a trash can lid over Jay's back. Jay continues to get double teamed by Roode and Ziggler. Cole says they are in center field of the stadium now. Jimmy comes flying out of nowhere from up high at the cases, taking Roode and Ziggler down for a big pop. Corbin runs over and out of nowhere and takes Jimmy down. Reigns flies over with a big Superman punch to Corbin, and then another. Reigns continues to beat Corbin around the field into an area with portable bathrooms. Reigns opens up one of the portable bathrooms and sends Corbin into it. Reigns closes the door and drags the porta potty over. Reigns tips the bathroom over with Corbin inside as the fans cheer him on and chant, "Holy crap now." Corbin falls out to the floor. You get that? Holy crap. Well, it's a crapper. Corbin falls out of the door, but he doesn't look like he's covered in any blue or anything else. Reigns beats Corbin back through the crowd, and he's hyped up. Controlling the fight, Corbin falls around and pulls part of the baseball dugout covering off. Reigns continues to pound on him. Corbin catches Reigns with a steel chair shot, and then another. Corbin sends Reigns on top of the dugout now. Fans boo as Corbin stands tall on the dugout and delivers another chair shot. The boos continue for Corbin as he delivers another chair shot, then tosses the chair away. Corbin goes for the end of days on the dugout, but Reigns rocks him. Then delivers another Superman punch to stun Corbin. Reigns charges and hits a big spear on top of the dugout for the pin and the win. After the match, Reigns slowly gets back to his feet as the music starts up. Reigns faces the crowd as they cheer him on. We go to replays. Reigns poses with the fans to end the segment. Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe backstage warming up. Owens is looking forward to eliminating Seth Rollins tonight, then winning. This strikes a nerve in Samoa Joe, like their segment on Monday Night Raw. They seem willing to work together, but tonight is every man for himself. Cannon Baxter backstage with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Deville says she cares about her partner so much that if the Women's Rumble comes down to the two of them, she won't eliminate Rose, she will eliminate herself. Deville walks off. We'll go back to Michael Cole as he pays tribute to the NBA legend, Kobe Bryant. On behalf of the entire company, Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, and 7 other people passed away on Sunday after Bryant's helicopter crashed in California. He was 41 years old. The era graphic in memory of the 5-time NBA champion. 30 women Rumble match was up next. Back from a break, we go to ringside with Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, and Hall of Famer Jerry King Lawler. It's time for the 30 women Royal Rumble match. Mike Rome goes over the rules. Out first comes Alexa Bliss at number 1. Out next comes NXT's Bianca Belair. Bell rings and Belair tries for an early elimination. Belair takes Bliss to the corner and hits a big shoulder thrust. Belair takes Bliss to the top and works her over. Back to the Kobe Bryant part, they had a moment of silence at that point. I think they had 3 separate moment of silences during the pay-per-view. Bliss then knocks Belair back to the mat and unloads with strikes. Then a back drop kick for a pop. Belair taunts Bliss. Belair misses the clothesline and ends up hitting a back breaker on Bliss. Belair with a moonsault as the timer counts down. Number 3 spot goes to Molly Holly. Molly is in her mighty gimmick tonight and almost eliminates Belair. With her short hair still, Molly with a double clothesline. Holly goes to the top, and it's not blonde, by the way. It's back to her dark reddish hair, reddish brown hair. Nails a double crossbody for a pop. Molly stands tall and poses for a pop. Fan chat, you still got it. Nikki Cross is out next at number 4 as Bliss smiles. Cross runs to the ring and unloads on Belair and Holly. Belair and Holly end up getting the best of Cross and Bliss. Belair with a KOD to Cross. On top of Bliss, Belair and Holly work to dump Bliss and Cross now. Cross drop kicks Holly. Bliss with a destroyer to Belair. All 4 women are down now. Number 5 spot goes to Lana as the fans boo her entrance. Lana calls for her music to be cut on her way to the ring. She calls herself the greatest WW superstar. Doesn't say any E. She goes on talking trash to the fans about how she will win for her new husband, Bobby Lashley. Lana enters the ring and tries to dump Holly. Lana goes to work on Belair. Next as the timer counts down. Number 6 spot goes to Mercedes Martinez of NXT. Martinez hits the ring and levels Holly with a big boot. Martinez slams Cross next. Bliss attacks, but Martinez slams her face first. Martinez sends Lana to the apron, and they tackle. Next person out is Liv Morgan. Liv runs the ring and eliminates Lana immediately. Fans pop. Lana throws a fit at ringside, yelling at the referee about how she won't leave. Liv laughs. Liv turns around to Mercedes. Mercedes sends her to the apron, but Liv fights her off. Lana eliminates Liv as the fans boo. Liv and Lana brawl at ringside. Referees finally break them up. Mandy Rose was out next. Cross tells Rose to bring it. She charges and Rose drops her with a shoulder. Rose sends Cross to the apron, but she fights back in. Bliss works on Belair. Cross tackles Rose and unloads on her. Number 9 spot goes to Candice LeRae from NXT. LeRae hits the ring and unloads. LeRae hits a moonsault on Cross. Belair eliminates Holly. Bliss attacks and Rose gets sent out, but she lands on top of Otis, who was under the ring hiding. Rose smiles and thanks him. Then goes back into the ring to unload on Bliss. Rose works on Bliss now. Number 10 spot goes to Sonya Deville. Deville drops to LeRae, then Belair, then Cross. Deville with a big knee to Cross. Deville sends Cross to the apron as she hangs on. Otis is still at ringside and dancing around. Deville and Rose work on LeRae. Martinez works on Cross. Belair and Bliss trade shots. Deville fights Martinez off. Bliss and Cross double team Belair. Deville and Martinez continue trading shots in the middle ring. Rose and Deville double team Martinez now. Otis is annoying the announcers. Rose and Deville double team Martinez and eliminates her. Number 11 spot goes to WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Kairi Sane. Sane flies off the top with her umbrella, staring the others down and taunting Bliss and Cross. Using the umbrella for mind games, she takes them down both with a spear. Deville attacks Sane, but Sane gets the upper hand. Sane unloads on Rose now. Same with shots to Belair and LeRae next. Mia Yim was out at number 12. Yim with a leaping neck breaker onto Rose and eat the feet to Cross. Yim tries to dump Cross, but she hangs on. Belair goes to work on Bliss. Sane tries to eliminate LeRae. Belair presses Bliss high in the air, but Cross saves her. Belair sends Cross to the apron and rocks her. Bliss saves her. Belair eliminates Cross using Bliss's leg. Belair tries to eliminate Bliss, but she fights back in. Deville accidentally sends Rose out, but Otis catches her. Belair knocks Deville into Otis and Rose, eliminate both Deville and Rose at the same time. Fans boo that. Dana Brooke was out 13. Brooke hits the ring and drops Yim. Then LeRae. Brooke goes to the top and hits a big senton on Yim. Brooke continues unloading on some of the NXT superstars. Yim unloads on Brooke. Kicks her to the mat. Belair rocks LeRae while she's on the top. Belair presses LeRae high in the air and tosses her out, eliminating her. Belair has tied the Women's Rumble record for eliminations. Sane goes to the top and Bliss knocks her off. Sane has been eliminated. Yim works on eliminating Bliss. Tamina Snuka's out at number 14 for her return. Tamina hits the ring and runs wild on everyone. Belair and Tamina face off in the middle ring, talking trash. They start brawling. Belair eliminated Snuka. Didn't last very long. Belair has a new record. Bliss drops Belair with a big kick. Dakota Kai is out next. Kai hits the ring, but Dana Brooke beats her down. Kai unloads on Dana, and they go at it. Yim attacks Bliss. Kai with a running kick to Brooke. Bliss eliminates Yim. Belair works on Bliss in the corner. Number 16 spot goes to Chelsea Green, who is accompanied out by Robert Stone of the Robert Stone brand. Green heads to the ring by herself. Green eliminates Kai. Bliss eliminates Green. Blair eliminates Brooke to end the quick sequence. Bliss and Belair go at it as they are the only ones in the ring now. Bliss goes for the twisted Bliss, but Belair gets her knees up. Belair sends Bliss to the ropes, but they both tumble to the apron. They trade shots on the apron. Belair grabs the hair of Bliss. Grabs the hair of Belair. Belair eliminates Bliss, and the only one left in the match. Some fans boo. Belair has 8 eliminations now. Charlotte was out next as Belair tries to recover. They brawl until Naomi comes out to make her return for a big pop. Naomi goes right to work and has a stalemate with Flair. Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix out at number 19. Beth and Flair go at it. Beth drops Naomi next and goes back to work on Flair. Naomi swings, but Beth counters and tries to dump her out. Naomi fights Flair and Beth from the apron, springboarding in and taking both down. Flair works on Naomi as Beth and Belair go at it. Number 20 spot goes to Toni Storm. Storm comes in with shots to the others, rocking Flair in the corner. Flair fights back and out. Flair with chops to Storm. Naomi kicks Flair. Belair goes to the top, but Flair kicks her off and eliminates her. Flair shows off, and Belair isn't happy. Kelly was out at number 21. Kelly hits the ring to a pop and takes out Storm and others. Kelly rubs her backside in Storm's face. Flair drops Kelly. Beth tries to eliminate Flair, but she hangs on. Beth looks to be biting Flair's hand, but she's still hanging on. Kelly works on Storm as Naomi watches. Number 22 spot goes to Sarah Logan. Logan hits the ring as Flair suplexes Beth. Logan unloads the Flair in the corner. Beth grabs Logan, sends her to the apron. Logan fights Storm and Beth off. Flair eliminates Logan. Kelly tries to dump Flair. Flair sends Kelly to the apron. Flair eliminates Kelly. Beth is triple teamed now. The next spot goes to Natalya at number 23. Natalya hits the ring with a clothesline for everyone. Zia Lee was out at number 24. Lee unloads Beth and drops her. Then Storm. Flair kicks Lee and shows off. Flair scoops Lee, but she slides out. Lee drops Flair with a big kick. Lee tries to dump Flair, but Flair drops her into the turnbuckle. Flair scoops Lee. Beth tries to dump Storm. Natalya works on Naomi. Number 25 spot goes to Zelina Vega. Vega hits the ring and goes at it with Beth. Sending her down. Vega works on Storm now. Flair is triple teamed in the corner, but she hangs on. Naomi saves Flair and hits Beth from behind. Number 26 spot goes to Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi goes at it with Storm, dropping her with a kick to the head. Beth and Natalya send Naomi to the apron, but she hangs on. Naomi is hit down. The steel sets, but she leaps onto the barrier, keeping her feet down. I guess she took notes from Kofi Kingston from years ago. Touching the floor, keeping her feet from touching the floor, and fans cheer her on. Naomi hangs on to the barrier as the network freezes. Naomi is still hanging on as the referee checks on her. Naomi pulls herself to the barrier as the fans cheer her on as she stays in the match. Naomi makes her way to the Spanish announce table, stopping to size things up. Carmella's out number 27. Naomi is still thinking about how she will get back in the ring. Carmella spins Natalya around with scissors and takes her down. Carmella unloads on Natalya in the corner now. And Beth, Naomi has jumped to the other announce table now. Flair running the national selection to Carmella. Naomi and Beth double team Flair with a glam slam. Beth is bleeding from the back of her head. It looks like as she hit her head on the ring post. Pretty badly, Flair is sent through the ropes by Beth and Natalya. But she's still in the match. Tegan Knox was out next at number 28. Knox unloads and nails Beth and Natalya in the corner. Knox eats a glam slam in the middle of the ring, but continues to turn Beth's hair red. Storm fights off Phoenix. Santina Morella, dressed up as the sister of Santina, hits the ring and Beth stares her down. Morella talks trash to Beth and shows off. Morella turns around to Natalya on the other side now. Morella takes out the Cobra but they're not afraid. Santana strikes himself with the Cobra and knocks himself out of the match. Number 30 spot goes to Shayna Baszler for a pop. Baszler easy tosses Flair, Lee, and Knox. Shotzi attacks Shayna, but gets eliminated. Baszler also eliminates Vega. Naomi is still using the top of the down table to build a bridge back to the ring steps. She makes it back in. Shayna eliminates Carmella and then Storm. Naomi comes off the top and goes at it with Baszler. But Flair has not been eliminated yet. Baszler eliminates Naomi with ease and gets some boost. Natalya and Beth with a big heart attack to Baszler. Beth turns on Natalya and eliminates her to a big pop. Baszler works on Beth. Flair runs in the ring and is still legal apparently, as she did not go over the top. She was sent out just over the second rope, middle rope. She tries to eliminate Baszler and Beth, but can't. Flair and Baszler stare each other down. Beth is dumped by Baszler. Baszler and Flair go at it. Flair hangs on. Flair eliminates Baszler to win the match and earn the WrestleMania 36 title spot. After the match, Flair celebrates and poses as the music hits. The power go hits. Charlotte Caruso enters the ring and interviews Flair. She talks about winning and says this is her division. Kayla Braxton backstage with King Corbin. He rants about Roman Reigns and the Usos and how afraid Reigns is of them. Corbin promises to take Reigns out in the Rumble later on. SmackDown Women's title match, Lacey Evans versus Bayley. We go to ring out. First comes SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. Coleslaw shows us other international announced teams in the arena. Lacey Evans without, as we see her daughter and her husband at ringside. We get formal ring introduction from Greg Hamilton. Evans takes control early on and works Bayley over on the mat. Back and forth. Referee catches Bayley trying to expose the top turnbuckle. Evans ends up rocking Bayley and launching herself in with an elbow. Bayley sells a knee injury and the referee backs Evans off. Bayley was just sucking her in, taking advantage to drop Evans with a punch. Bayley drops Evans again and nails a big top rope elbow for a 2 count. Bayley unloads with strikes. Bayley keeps Evans grounded. Evans fights up and out. Evans starts to mount offense, but Bayley nails a big clothesline out of the corner for a 2 count. Bayley keeps control and drops Evans with an elbow to the face for a 2 count. Bayley mounts Evans with more strikes as the referee warns her. Bayley grounds Evans again, sends her back to the corner. Bayley charges, but Evans moves, and Bayley goes down. Evans fights in front of Evans and hits a big knee. Evans rolls for a 2 count. Bayley mocks Evans with a salute. Evans dodges a crossbody, and Bayley lands hard. Evans explodes with more offense and plays to the crowd for a pop. Bayley counters and drops Evans to the apron. Evans springboards in, but it looks like she falls, still taking Bayley down. Bayley rolls to the floor to avoid a pin attempt. Evans launches herself out and falls again, it appears. Bayley gets launched into the barrier, and she goes down in front of her family. Bayley launched Evans into the barrier. Bayley taunted Evans' daughter and beats on her right in front of her. Bayley sends Evans back into the ring, into the barrier again, in front of her daughter again. Then Bayley brings her back in, but Evans blocks Bayley the belly suplex. Evans keeps fighting and nails a neck breaker. Evans with a standing moonsault now. Evans goes up top, salutes, and goes for the springboard moonsault. But Bayley gets her knees up. Bayley goes on and goes right into the pin attempt for the win to retain. After the match, Bayley goes right to the floor with her title. Music hits as Evans sits up in the ring and looks to get emotional. We get a look at Evans' family at ringside. Bayley stands tall on the ramp and makes her exit. And now to lead us to a video packet for tonight's strap match. Strap match, Daniel Bryan versus V. We go back to the ring for tonight's strap match. And up first comes Daniel Bryan. The Firefly Funhouse music starts up. Bunch of music changes and the lights go down. Crazy entrance of the WWE Universal Champion, The Fiend. Bray Wyatt was out next. He's carrying a head ladder and his custom title belt. We get formal ring introductions from Greg Hamilton as the two stare each other down. Bryan gets a yes, Borg has a chant going. Wyatt bucks at Bryan and yells. The referee attaches them to each into the strap as we get the bell. They go at it. The Fiend pulls Brian, but Brian rocks him. Brian takes it to the corner and delivers kicks. Brian mounts the Fiend, but Fiend does a power bomb out of the corner. Fiend starts whipping Brian with the strap now. Brian is on his knees, but the Fiend whips him again. Then laughs. Fiend stands over Brian and continues beating on him with the leather strap. The Fiend then delivers a big headbutt to keep Brian down. Brian fights back and sends the Fiend out, kicking him to the ropes. Brian charges and dives out, but the Fiend swats at him, sending him into the barrier. Fiend works Brian over on the floor, keeping him down and doing the yowie wowie for the crowd. Fiend whips away on the outside and then brings Brian back in, taunting Brian in his face. Fiend has Brian on top of the turnbuckle now, bidding on him and adding to the red marks across the back. Fiend turns Brian upside down in a tree of woe. Fiend whips away with the leather straps again, unloading as Brian falls to the mat. Fiend laughs some more and gets down to taunt Brian. Wyatt chokeslams Brian into the mat, continues whipping him. Fiend poses in the corner of the crowd and growls at the crowd. Fiend turns upside down in the corner and do the gator walk. Brian fights back with the shots to his face. Fiend brings Brian to one knee with a headbutt. Fiend goes for Sister Abigail, but Brian blocks. Brian with a big kick and a running knee for a close 2 count. Fiend charges, but Brian sends him over the top rope to the floor. Brian goes up top and leaps out, taking Fiend back down to the floor. Brian unloads with strikes. Fiend counters with ease and sends Brian into steel ring steps. Brian uses the strap to pull the Fiend into the ring post. And then again, Brian pulls Fiend into the ring post 2 more times as the fans cheer him on. Brian keeps control on the floor until Fiend explodes at him with a clothesline. Fiend taunts the announcers now, and Cole tells him to get the heck out. Fiend whips Brian some more, then clears off the German announce table. Fiend goes up top of the table with Brian, but Brian kicks him away, kicks him low twice as the fans pop. Brian gets up and drops Fiend on the announce table with a big DDT. Fans start to rally as Brian stands back on top of the announce table and doubles up the strap up, bidding on Wyatt with it. Fans count along as Brian unloads on the Fiend with a letter. Wyatt rolls off the table to the floor. Fans cheer for Brian now as he brings Fiend back into the ring. Brian goes to the second turnbuckle and hits a missile dropkick. Brian kicks up and delivers a yes kick while Fiend is on his knees. Brian whips away with a strap. Brian drops Fiend with a roundhouse kick. Fiend gets right back up to his knees and tells Brian to bring some more. Brian drops Fiend and grabs him by the arm to deliver some stomps. Brian stomps away to the face to keep the Fiend down. Brian gets a yes chant going on for the crowd again. He charges, but Fiend catches him out of nowhere with Sister Abigail for another close 2 count. The Fiend hits and yells at himself, then gets back up to whip Brian some more. Brian gets up and slaps Fiend. Fiend slaps him back, knocking him down in the corner. Brian goes to the top, but the Fiend applies the mandible claw. Brian resists. While still on top, Brian has a submission applied, while the mandible claw is also applied. The Fiend brings Brian back in the ring and brings him to the mat with the mandible claw. Brian turns that into a LeBell lock, wrapping the strap around the face of the Fiend at the same time. Fans pop for Brian. Fiend easily fights out of a hole and mounts Brian, unloading on him with right hand. Fiend whips Brian with the leather again. Fans do dueling chants. Fiend goes for Sister Abigail again, but Brian rolls him up for a 2 count. Brian does the clothesline and connects with a big knee. Fiend kicks out just in time and Brian can't believe it. Brian starts getting hyped up as the crowd cheers him on. The Fiend jumps right up to his feet. Brian senses this and turns around. They tear each other down. Brian grabs the straps and starts beating on the Fiend with it. It does nothing to the Fiend. Fiend applies the mandible claw, and Brian tries to fight out of it with strikes and slaps with the leather. Fiend grabs Brian and chokeslams him to the mat out of nowhere, holding him down for the pin to retain the title. Afterwards, the Fiend keeps Brian held down for a second as the music starts playing. Referee brings the custom title belt into the ring, and the Fiend stands tall with it. Facing the crowd, the lights go down, and when they come back on, the Fiend is nowhere to be seen. Referee checking on Brian in the middle of the ring. Medics and other referees rush down to the ring to check on Brian while he's down. Brian gets up, but collapses as the officials tend to him, helping him out of the ring. Brian is helped up the ramp and the parent chant, "Thank you, Brian." And then yes for him. Brian collapses again, but gets back up and stumbles his way to the back. Back from the break, and WWE confirms Super Showdown 2020 from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Thursday, February 27th, next month. We get a video package for the next match. Raw Women's Title match, Asuka versus Becky Lynch. We go to the ring. Out comes both tag team champions, Kabuki Warriors. Asuka was Kairi Sane. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch was out next. To a pop, we get former ring introductions from Rome. Back and forth between the two. To start the match, and Sane looks on from ringside. They tackle and Lynch blocks a roll up. Lynch ends up nailing a drop kick, and Asuka goes out to regroup with Sane. Asuka shuts Becky down when she approaches, going for the arm. Becky dodges a hip attack. Becky uses rope to apply the disarmer, but the referee warns her. Lynch breaks it and nails a missile drop kick for his close 2 count. More back and forth. Asuka uses ropes again and turns it around to take control. Asuka brings Becky back in and kicks her in the face a few times. Lynch gets up and trades strikes. Lynch sends Asuka into the corner, but she comes right back out with a drop kick for a close 2 count. Asuka fights Lynch up against the ropes. As Sane watches, Asuka lands a Shining Wizard for a close 2 count. Asuka keeps Lynch grounded. Sane looks worried as Lynch fights up and out of a hold. Asuka runs into a shot from the corner. Lynch blocks a hip attack with double knees to the back. Lynch with a bulldog and a low drop kick to the face for a close 2 count. More back and forth between the two as they go to the apron. Asuka blocks the Black Exploder suplex on the apron. Asuka goes for the jumpers on the apron to the floor, but Lynch hangs on. Lynch sends Asuka to the floor face first as she lands hard. Sane checks on Asuka and encourages her to get up. Lynch flies off the apron with a big drop kick. Lynch with a big exploder into the barrier. Lynch brings it back in the ring and goes up top. Lynch with a big top rope leg drop, but Asuka still kicks out of 2. More back and forth in the ring. Asuka with a backslide, but Lynch comes out of it. Asuka mounts offense with more strikes. Lynch goes for a big exploder again, but Asuka counters. Asuka plants Lynch into the mat and covers for a 2 count. They go back to the apron and continue fighting. Asuka with a big hip attack again. Sending Lynch into the ring post. This time, Lynch goes down on the apron. Lynch fights from the apron out. Asuka rams her into the top turnbuckle. Asuka gets hung up on the top rope, then kicked in the back of the head by Lynch. Lynch slams Asuka into the mat from the top rope, covering for another 2 count. Lynch comes off the top, but Asuka catches her with a double knee to the face for a 2 count. Asuka immediately grabs Lynch for the armbar. They tackle some, and Asuka applies the Asuka lock. Becky gets free, but Asuka yells at her and does a big German suplex. Asuka with kicks to the side of the face now. Asuka rocks Lynch and knocks her back flat on the mat. The referee tries to check on Becky as Asuka advances. He backs her off as the fans move. The referee looks to call the match, but Becky grabs his leg and begs him. Asuka attacks and drops Becky again with a kick to the head for another close pin attempt. Asuka smiles and she goes for another Asuka lock. Lynch counters and goes for the disarmer, settling for a submission into a 2 count. They tangle some more, and Becky takes her down for a 2 count. The Sane looks on. Referee counts while they're both down. They both get up and unload with strikes. The referee barely gets hit in the corner. Lynch drops Asuka with a back kick, and she goes for the green mist, which just goes straight up in the air. Due to the kick, Lynch applies the disarmer, and Asuka taps out for the finish. After the match, the man celebrates as the music hits. We go to replays. Sane checks on Asuka in the corner as Becky poses with the title. Lynch stares back as the Kabuki Warriors watch her celebration. We go to another break. We get a pirate-themed promo for WrestleMania 36, which is just 70 days away. Street Profits, Montez Ford, and Angelo Dawkins backstage talk about tonight's matches and give a quick preview of the Rumble main event. 30-man Rumble match. We go to the ring for tonight's main event, and out first comes Hall of Famer Booker T. Only to be a guest announcer with Cole and Graves. Booker gets big hometown pop. Cole announces that Rusev and Bobby Lashley will not be in the match because they got into a big brawl earlier in the night. Rome goes over the rules to begin the main event. Out first comes number 1 entrant, WWE Champion Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. Lesnar hits the rings and waits until we hear the sound of Elias and his guitar. Elias comes out and says, "Houston, We have a problem, but he is here to solve it. He takes shots at Lesnar and Heyman, who is watching from ringside with the WWE title belt. Lesnar looks like he's getting tired of waiting as Elias stalls on the entranceway. Elias performs his latest song called Sacrificial Lamb. About himself going to the ring, he starts singing about Lesnar and Heyman. Lesnar is ready to fight. Lesnar exits the ring in a hurry, almost trips into the barrier, and runs after Elias, attacking him. Lesnar chases Elias back in the ring as the bell rings. Lesnar takes Elias down and unloads on him, taking him to the corner and continuing the attack. Lesnar with a big German suplex for Suplex City in the Rumble. Lesnar takes the guitar and smashes it over Elias. Lesnar then eliminates Elias, and Lesnar paces the ring as Heyman raises the title and talks trash. Timer goes off, and the number 3 spot goes to Eric Rowan. Rowan comes out with his mystery pet cage as Lesnar stares him down. Rowan and Lesnar go at it, but Lesnar almost immediately eliminates Rowan. Too easy. Only 8 seconds. Heyman brags as Lesnar looks out at Rowan. Lesnar stands tall as he gets a pop. The next man out was Robert Roode. Roode shows off on the way to the ring, but takes his time as he gets closer. Lesnar stares Roode down. Roode hits the ring and ducks a shot, unloading on Lesnar. Lesnar kicks him. Lesnar runs into a kick in the corner, but Lesnar levels him with a huge clothesline. Lesnar with a big F5 to Roode. Lesnar easily tosses Roode out. Lesnar waits, and out next comes John Morrison at number 5. Morrison comes in with kicks, but Lesnar rocks him and easily launches him over the top rope to the floor with a massive suplex. Morrison lasts only 9 seconds. Lesnar paces in the ring some more and rests as the timer goes off again. Heyman is all smiles at ringside. Fans pop at SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Kofi Kingston comes out at the number 6 spot. Kofi enters and unloads on Lesnar with a kick and strikes. Lesnar rams Kofi into the corner. Fans chant Kofi's name as Lesnar stalks him while he's down. Lesnar pulls Kofi out of the corner with a big German suplex. Lesnar smiles and stalks Kofi some more. Lesnar rams Kofi into the corner again. Next man out, number 7, Rey Mysterio. As Lesnar decks Kofi, Rey enters the ring and goes at it with Lesnar. Lesnar manhandles him some. Lesnar launches Rey onto Kofi in the corner, and they both go down. Lesnar dominates them both and sends them back to the mat. Lesnar keeps control and hits another German on Kofi. SmackDown Tag Team Champion Big E was out next. He checks on Rey and Kofi at ringside. Both are still in the match, just out for a breather. All 3 hit the ring and attack Lesnar at the same time. Lesnar goes for Big E, but Kofi hits Lesnar with a big Trouble in Paradise. Big E nails a big ending on Lesnar. Rey hits a 619 on Lesnar for another pop. Big E with a big spear to Lesnar in the corner. Rey attacks, but Lesnar eliminated him. Lesnar then levels Kofi next. Lesnar clothesline Big E and eliminates him with ease. Lesnar tosses Kofi out next and stands against the ropes, mocking everyone after his 7th elimination. Cesaro was out at number 9. He was also a Paul Heyman guy. Cesaro and Lesnar unloading each other. Lesnar eats a bunch of uppercuts and smiles, then delivers a knee to the gut. Lesnar eliminates Cesaro. Lesnar raises the WWE title again and has another rest period. Shelton Benjamin at number 10. And Lesnar looks maybe happy to see his longtime friend. Heyman greets Shelton at ringside. As they hug, Heyman says he's so happy to see Shelton here. Shelton enters and Lesnar shakes his hand. Lesnar hugs his former college roommate, and they trade pleasantries and high fives. Hug again, and Lesnar is all smiles. As is Benjamin, they stand together and wait for number 11. But Lesnar turns and hits a German suplex on Shelton. And then Lesnar eliminates Shelton and laughs about it. Heyman raises the WWE title again as Lesnar waits in the corner. WWE Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura was out next with Sami Zayn. As the fan sing along with his theme, Sami goes back to the back as Nakamura hits the ring. They go at it after Lesnar misses the right hand. Shinsuke unloads and drops Lesnar with a big kick to the head. Nakamura charges with a Kinshasa, but Lesnar blocks it and eliminates Nakamura with ease. Lesnar raises his arm and stands tall. MVP is out next, making his surprise return at number 12. Lesnar dances to MVP's theme song. MVP takes his time and greets the announcers. Then chases Heyman around the ring for some reason. Lesnar brings MVP into the ring, but gets rocked. MVP comes in and unloads, but Lesnar scoops him for the F5 in the middle ring, and then Lesnar yells out, assaults MVP, and eliminates MVP. Fans pop big as NXT North American champion Keith Lee comes out at number 13. Lee looks ready to battle with the Beast. Lesnar stares him down and might be impressed by Lee's size. Lee enters and they stare each other down. Meeting in the middle of the ring, Lee doesn't back down. Lesnar strikes with a knee to the gut first. Lee counters and runs Lesnar over with a second shoulder block. Fans go wild as Lesnar is shocked. Lee with a big splash in the corner and nails a big left hand. They both collide in the middle of the ring and go down. The timer counts down, and the next man is Braun Strowman for a big pop. Strowman marches to the ring and is ready to brawl with Lesnar. Braun splashes Lesnar in the corner. Then Lee in the opposite corner. And then again, Braun drop kicks Lee, and he goes under the bottom rope. Staying in, Braun goes to the floor and levels Lee with a shoulder. Braun comes back in and drops Lesnar with a clothesline. Braun scoops Lesnar for a power slam, but he slides out. Lesnar with a German to Braun, then a German to Lee. As he comes back in, Lesnar with another German to Braun, and another to Lee. Braun and Lee face off in the middle of the ring. Now, Lesnar comes over and eliminates them both at the same time. Ricochet comes out at number 15 and flies in, but we get a big backbreaker. Cole wonders if Lesnar is winning now. Lesnar with a German suplex on Ricochet. As he takes him down, well, you know, Brock has diverticulitis. If you get hit in the stomach too many times, you can die from it. Lesnar with a German suplex on Ricochet. Lesnar smirks as he goes back to his feet. Timer goes off as Lesnar works Ricochet over in the corner. Drew McIntyre is out. Next at number 16. Lesnar locks eyes with Drew as he marches to the ring. Drew enters as they face off. Talking trash. Lesnar takes his gloves off as they get ready to brawl. Ricochet comes from behind with a low blow to Lesnar. Drew nails a Claymore kick to eliminate Lesnar as the crowd goes wild. And I was going crazy. If he wins, I was not going to watch WWE again. At least Raw. Heyman looks shocked as we go to get a replay. Ricochet and Drew go at it. Drew catches a move and launches Ricochet over the top rope for his elimination. Lesnar is still down on the floor with Heyman next to him. Drew looks out at him as they stare each other down. Miz is out next at number 17. Miz tries to come from behind, but Drew drops him and kicks up. Drew keeps staring at Lesnar and giving him his attention. Drew delivers a Claymore kick to Miz and then eliminates him. Drew goes back to staring at Lesnar down and waits for the next entrant. Fans chant, sing goodbye. No, hey, goodbye. As he and Heyman look to make their exit, Lesnar actually stops near the timekeeper's area and leans against the barrier. The next man out is AJ Styles at number 18. AJ enters the ring and goes at it with Drew. AJ gets sent to the apron, but he fights from it. He springboards in, and they go at it again. Drew lifts AJ and fights off of a calf crusher attempt. Dolph Ziggler was out at number 19. Ziggler gets in Drew's face, allowing AJ to drop Drew with a shot to the knee from behind. Former partners, Ziggler also drops AJ after going at it with Drew. Drew launches Ziggler across the ring. Drew levels Ziggler in the corner now. Drew chops AJ down in another corner. Carl Anderson was out number 20. Anderson stops Drew from dumping AJ to the floor. Just in time, Anderson unloads on Drew. Drew goes to drop AJ and Anderson at the same time. But Ziggler super kicks Drew down. Drew gets triple team now, but AJ stops to hit Ziggler. Anderson with a spine buster to Ziggler. Anderson works on Ziggler while AJ works on Drew. Hall of Famer Edge is out number 21. The stadium erupts as the power goes off as Edge makes his way to the ring. Edge hits the ring, delivers a bunch of spears. Edge stands tall for a pop. AJ and Edge meet in the middle of the ring, and they go at it. AJ with a Pele kick. Edge drops AJ with a spear for a big pop. King Baron Corbin is out number 22. Corbin and Ziggler double team Edge in the corner. McIntyre works on dumping Ziggler. AJ and Anderson work on Edge. Edge eliminates AJ. AJ waits in the corner and watches others go at it. Timer counts down, and number 23 spot goes to Matt Riddle of NXT. Riddle hits the ring and unloads with kicks to several superstars. Riddle delivers a bunch of kicks to Drew in the corner, then drops him with one. Edge goes for Riddle, but Riddle levels Edge with a big jumping knee to the head. Corbin eliminates Riddle to booze. Corbin taunts Riddle as Luke Gallows comes out at number 24. So you got all the OC in the almost have all the OC in the ring. Corbin drops Edge with a deep six. Drew eliminates Corbin, and the King is shocked. Gallows and Anderson double team Drew now. The OC hit a magic killer on Edge. Randy Orton was out next at number 25 for a big pop. Orton heads to the ring as the OC stomps on Edge. Orton with a big RKO on the Gallows. Then Anderson. Edge and Orton stare at each other down as fans pop. Ready to RKO reunites to eliminate the OC. They have friendly words on Orton. They have friendly words as Orton works on Ziggler while Edge works on Drew in the corner. Roman Reigns is out at number 26 now. Reigns comes in and sends Ziggler out, eliminating him. Roman rocks Drew in the corner. Kevin Owens is out at number 27 for a pop. Owens hits the ring and beats Drew in the corner, then clothesline to Orton. Owens with a corner cannonball to Reigns, then a cannonball to Edge. Owens with a pop-up powerbomb to Drew, then a kick to Reigns. Reigns blocks the powerbomb, but Owens hits him with a stunner. Owens blocks the RKO and hits the stunner to Orton. Owens works on eliminating Edge. Number 28 entrant is Aleister Black. Black and Owens unload on each other now. Black misses a moonsault, but levels Owens with a big kick to the face. Black fights Edge off and drops him with a big knee. Drew nails a Glasgow kiss headbutt to Black. Drew runs into Black mask from Aleister. Black is the only one standing now. Samoa Joe runs in at number 29 and unloads, taking Black down. Reigns works on Orton in the corner. Edge goes for Owens. Joe drops Black with a big kick to the head. Drew works on dumping Orton now. Owens with a corner cannonball to Black. Reigns drops Drew. Joe and Owens meet in the middle of the ring and then start brawling with each other. Joe with an inverted atomic drop and a big boot to drop Owens. Number 30 spot goes to Raw Tag Team Champion Seth Rollins, who comes out with partners Buddy Murphy and the Authors of Pain, a common wrestler. Joe and Owens go to the floor to brawl, but get beat down by Rollins and his crew. They also bring Edge and Orton under the ropes and take them down on the floor. Rollins delivers stomps to Drew and Reigns in the ring. Black fights Rollins off. Orton is laid out on the other side of the announcers, and Graves says he looks hurt. We hear a crew member check on the announcers. Owens stuns Rollins and tosses him out, but AOP catch him. Rollins is out, back in, and eliminates Owens thanks to help from AOP. Joe with a coquina clutch on Rollins, but Murphy interferes. Rollins eliminates Joe. Joe attacks Murphy on the floor, and another big brawl breaks out at ringside. Rollins looks out from the turnbuckles as his partners leave while brawling with the other who have been eliminated. Edge and Orton stare down Rollins as he Reigns and Drew. Rollins is in trouble. Rollins tries to talk Reigns into being on the side. Reigns responds with a Superman punch. Edge sends Rollins into a power slam from Orton. Drew with a Claymore to Rollins. Drew eliminates Rollins. The match is down to Edge, Reigns, McIntyre, and Orton. Edge and Orton strategize, then attack the other two. Fans chant, "This is awesome," as Orton unloads on Drew. Drew gets dropped with an RKO. Edge and Orton regroup over Drew, and then drop him with a double RKO. Orton stalks Edge from behind, but Edge senses his former partner. They go to attack Reigns, but Edge turns and eliminates Orton. Edge yells out at Orton, and Orton is frustrated. The crowd pops as Edge and Reigns face off. They unload each other with strikes. Edge goes down with a Superman punch, and fans boo loudly. Edge jumps over Reigns, the spear, and nails his own spear for a big pop. Edge sends Reigns to the apron, but he hangs on. Edge misses a spear. Reigns kicks him. Reigns tries to pull Edge over the top, but he hangs on. They show you big strikes on the apron now. Reigns uppercuts Edge and eliminates him. Fans boo Edge's elimination. Reigns and Drew go at it now as the fans cheer them on. Drew ends up flooring Reigns with a big Claymore kick out of nowhere. Fans pop as Drew immediately follows up his elimination reigns. Winner of the Royal Rumble is Drew McIntyre. As the match fans goes wild and give McIntyre a standing ovation, this is music plays. We go to replays. McIntyre stands tall and points up at the exploding pyro as he's headed to WrestleMania 36. 2020 Royal Rumble pay-per-view goes off the air with McIntyre celebrating as the crowd cheers him on. And that concludes my results for your Royal Rumble. Thanks again. Peace out. See you in one video. If you don't know, just call me, brother, sisters.